My gun was handcrafted to my specifications. I rarely draw it, unless I mean to use it.
Have Gun Will Travel. Starring Mr. John Dehner as Paladin. San Francisco, 1875. The Carleton Hotel, headquarters of the man called Paladin.
Oh, Mr. Paladin.
Yes?
About that imported silk shawl you ordered as a gift for a lady.
Oh, yes. Very pretty.
But you didn't say about the color. Is it for a blonde or a brunette?
Why, I'm not sure yet. Perhaps you'd better leave one of each. Just tell the clerk at the desk to charge them to my bill.
Of course. Thank you, Mr. Paladin.
Ah, there you are, hey boy.
Oh, yes, Mr. Paladin. I have 2 messages for you. One from San Francisco City Jail. Mr. Holgate say he get your card and want you to come see him.
Oh, yes, he's the murderer who's afraid he'll be lynched when they take him back to stand trial in some little town in Wyoming.
Oh, and he say you better hurry. Sheriff come here and take him away on 9 o'clock train tonight.
And the other message?
Ah, pretty lady wait for you.
Huh?
Over there.
Oh, it's too bad.
What I tell her, Mr. Paladin?
Give her my sincere regrets, hey boy. Tell her later. I have a train to catch.
Even if you've had embarrassing dandruff for years, you can get rid of it now in 3 minutes. That's all it takes with Fitch Dandruff Remover Shampoo. Yes, unsightly dandruff's gone in 3 minutes with Fitch, quickest, easiest of all leading shampoos. What's more, using Fitch regularly is guaranteed to keep embarrassing dandruff away. Just apply in the unique Fitch manner. Before you wet hair, rub in 1 minute. This way, Fitch shampoo penetrates right down to the scalp. Next, add water. Lather 1 minute to wash every trace of dandruff out of your hair. Then rinse 1 minute. All that loosened dandruff goes down the drain. In 3 minutes, with Fitch, 1 rubbing, 1 lathering, 1 rinsing, dandruff's gone. At the same time, gentle Fitch can leave your hair up to 35% brighter. To get rid of dandruff problems forever, brighten hair too, use Fitch regularly. Get Fitch Dandruff Remover Shampoo today, only 59 cents.
You just made it, mister. Hey, give you a hand with that bag?
No, thanks. I can manage.
You carry it like it was eggs. Most room up in the front.
Say, what's going on in there?
Why, I don't know. It's that murderer. He's loose. Look out.
Oh, I beg your pardon.
Get out of the way.
You seem to have gotten tangled up in an iron clothesline.
Get out of my way, you crazy fool.
Yes.
Stop, Holgate. Stop right there. I'll blow you in half with this shotgun. Oh, you clumsy fool. Well, Sheriff, why didn't you just pull the trigger and end it right here? You might as well have.
You just get back to your seat real careful like. Take them leg irons off to make you more comfortable. You pay me back by kicking me in the head. You just catch me trying to be decent to you again. All right, now sit down. Stick your leg out. And to you, mister, thank you.
Glad to be of help to an officer of the law.
You're only helping a man get lynched, that's all.
Shut up, Holgate.
If you don't mind, Sheriff, I'd like to talk to your prisoner.
Sure. Sit.
Thank you. Mr. Holgate, you got my card. I got your message.
You're Paladin? I figured you to be on my side.
Who'd you say you was, mister?
The name is Paladin. And your name?
Sheriff Swink.
Oh, what is this, a cozy chat? Listen, Paladin, I hired your gun to turn me loose.
You're hired to turn him loose?
Mr. Holgate has his facts slightly confused. Would you mind pointing that some other way, please, Sheriff? Thank you. Now, Mr. Holgate, what makes you think you'll be lynched?
Easy. The town's named Bender, after Max Bender. It was his son caught my bullet.
How did you come to shoot him?
Oh, just an argument in a saloon, a few drinks. You know how it is.
You had a gun?
Well, he had one.
Oh, sure. It was home on his dresser.
Well, how'd I know that? I didn't notice.
I see. Well, Mr. Holgate, tell you what I'll do. For $200, I'll see that you're delivered alive to stand trial.
You call that a bargain?
Man has a chance with a fair trial, but there's no debating a lynching bee.
All right. You'll get the money when I step into the courtroom.
And just to be sure, I'll choose somebody to hold the fee. When's the trial, Sheriff?
Circuit judge is due at the end of the week. We'll beat him there by, a day maybe.
And what are the chances of my employer here being lynched?
I reckon somebody's going to try.
Will you stop it?
Well, that'd be a hard decision to make.
But I can assume we're on the same side. Aren't we, Sheriff?
I reckon.
That puts two of us on the side of the right.
Well, don't crow, mister. Them ain't good odds with the whole town on the other side.
I never did like this town.
Don't worry, you won't be here long.
At least there's not a mob to meet us.
Nope. Just the Benders over there.
Who are they?
Max Bender, his daughter Amy. The town's named after the old man. Howdy, Max. Miss Amy.
Hello, Sheriff.
How'd you know we'd come in on this train?
We waited on every train. I wanted to see the man who killed my son.
He's going to have a trial, Max.
Yeah.
My brother didn't have a trial.
Now, Amy.
Or a smart lawyer who might trick him to freedom or get him off with a prison sentence.
But the man who killed him will have a trial.
Who are you?
Paladin's my name. Mr. Holgate hired me to see that he isn't lynched.
So the gunfighters are all for law and order now, if the pay is right.
No, Miss Bender, you don't buy law and order. You fight for it.
Yes. Once you have it, you don't throw it away.
Your father knows how hard law is to come by.
There will be no trial. Your neighbors will come for him, Sheriff. I know you'll do what's right.
I think he will, miss. And so will you.
Seven nights a week on CBS Radio, most of these same stations present The World Tonight. On The World Tonight, ace CBS newsmen broadcast direct from where the news is developing, along with well-detailed eyewitness reports on current events. The World Tonight brings you lively interviews with people in the news. When big things are happening in London, Paris, Moscow, Tokyo, or Rome, they're all within speaking distance on The World Tonight. For a penetrating look beneath the surface of the news, CBS Radio invites you to hear Eric Severide's news analysis. Wise in the ways of the news, Eric Severide explores a particular and important aspect each weekday evening. Invariably, he comes up with new keys to understanding. Always interesting, always illuminating, Eric Severide's perceptive news analysis makes an exciting companion piece to The World Tonight. Listen for both of these fine news features regularly.
Oh, you can relax, Holgate. You're safe in there. Temporarily, anyways.
Yeah, but they'll be swarming around soon enough. You remember you got a job, Paladin.
To keep you from getting lynched, I'll remember.
Greetings, gentlemen. Just passing by and saw the light. Figured you were back.
Howdy, Mr. Coon.
Holgate,
You didn't waste no time, Coombs.
my client and I must start preparing our defense. Oh, who are you?
He's all right. I've hired his gun. Name's Paladin.
Oh? Well, now, if we can have some privacy.
Oh, sure. Prisoner's got a right to have counsel with his lawyer. Just rap on the bars when you're through.
We still have some business details to arrange, Holgate. You tell your lawyer to turn the fee over to the person I name.
I'll tell him.
Sheriff, you mind if I bed down on one of these cots in your office?
Oh, it's all right. Then I'll be using the other.
I thought it was settled. We're on the same side.
I'd just like to be sure.
Any place I can lock this up?
Roll top desk has got a key.
Good, it'll do.
Hey, well, what's in that bag, anyways?
Just some of the tools of my trade.
What kind of tools is that?
The kind that might help quiet a lynch mob.
We give 'em Holgate. That'll quiet 'em.
I thought we were on the same side.
We are.
I'd just like to be sure. Which one is the Bender store, Mr. Coombs?
That one, up there.
Yeah, there's a noose hanging out in front.
Yes, that's Amy's doing.
Is she stirring the pot until it boils over?
I never suspected she had such a mean streak in her. She was always such a nice, quiet girl.
I guess it's frustrating for a woman. She can't strap on a gun and settle an affair like this with her own hands.
Oh, I hope this won't take too long. I have more important things to do.
Like figuring a way to save your client?
Something like that, yes. Shall we go in?
Bring him up right Step with Coombs.
Well, what do you want here?
I want you to hold some money for me, Mr. Coombs.
Here it is. $200.
You're not to give it to me until Holgate steps into the courtroom for trial. If he dies before then, return it to Coombs.
You think I'll hold your blood money?
Blood money for keeping a man alive?
I'll hold that for you.
Dad!
Give it to me.
Thank you, Mr. Bender. Give him the money, Mr. Coombs.
Very well. There you are, Max.
Dad, if you won't help us, at least stay out of it.
How can I do that, Amy? I live in this town, too. Good day, Mr. Paladin.
Good day, sir. Amy, your father is a very wise man.
Excuse me. I guess you don't need me anymore. I'll be in my office, Paladin. Miss Amy?
Look, Mr. Paladin, I just want Holgate to pay for my brother's murder. I don't want anybody else to get hurt.
So far, no argument.
Now, Sheriff Swink's not going to shoot at his friends, so no one will harm him.
Go on.
That leaves just you. But you're liable to kill somebody and be killed in turn, and there's no telling where it'll stop.
It would seem so.
You're doing it for money. What if I gave you more money to leave town now?
That's a definite offer, I take it?
Cash. I'll get it right
Now,
away.
wait. I'm afraid not. Switching sides is most unethical.
Unethical? Why,
Did you ever see a lynching, Miss Bender?
No.
Your imagination would fall far short of the truth. No matter what he's done, Holgate won't be handed over to feed the animal instincts of the mob.
I told you, I don't want anybody hurt but him.
Amy,
Yes, Clint.
you need any help?
No.
The trouble with a lynching, Miss Bender, you can't have it ordered up all dainty, neat, like a yard of lace. It's something that cowards get whiskied up for and mumble over and wind up screaming in the gutters of a dark night.
Go on, get out of here. There's nothing you can do to stop it.
Isn't there?
Listen, mister. You take her advice. Get out of town. A double blast from this shotgun ought to cut a man in half.
That man won't be any deader than a man with a .45 bullet between his eyes.
There's room enough out there in front, gunfighter, for another noose.
So there is. And earth enough to bury every man who comes to me with a rope.
Men, think how thrilled your wife would be if you made her a bedside table that swings on hinges like a gate and brings everything within easy reach. Or a beautiful built-in dispenser for paper towels, aluminum foil, wax paper, and plastic wrap. Or narrow folding doors to replace that wide closet door that blocks the hallway. These are just a few of the exciting ideas for living better on less money in the new Popular Science magazine, now on sale at your newsstand. It's crammed with new ideas, new products, new tips and techniques for lovers of cars, boats, woodworking, metalworking, photography, hi-fi. 282 pages, 380 pictures. There's even a special money-saving 20-page booklet on how to fix electric motors. It's bound right into the magazine. And this month, to win new friends for Popular Science, the magazine is now on sale at your newsstand for 10 cents off the regular price, only 25 cents. Get the new February Popular Science today. Look for the bright blue band on the cover. Popular Science Magazine.
What's going on out there? I didn't hear him.
They're gathering down in front of the Bender store. Getting steamed up. They'll be moving before long.
Yeah. Well, you fellas don't be napping.
We won't.
What you looking at me like that for? What are you thinking?
Just wondering what you're thinking. You're mighty cheerful for a man about to face a lynch mob.
Well, I got confidence in you and the sheriff. I figure you'll give him what for.
Coming. Well, see you in court.
You better. Or you don't get paid.
What is it?
Oh, here, have a look.
What?
Funny thing. See them two riders just leaving Coombs' place, heading down the side street, trailing a third horse?
Yeah, they look like two cowboys.
Yeah, and Willie and McKeith, Holgate's friends. Now, what would they be doing at his lawyer's?
I got a better question to chew on. Who do they figure to ride that extra horse?
Yeah. Oh, I reckon that question's going to have to wait. They're getting about ready to move. There's another shotgun in the closet, Paladin.
No, thanks. Incidentally, Miss Bender says you won't use that shotgun against your friends out there.
Miss Bender's mistaken.
Sheriff, I'll buy you a drink after this is over.
Maybe.
Well, looks like everybody's here. I'd say we're all ready. What's the matter, Amy?
Nothing. Nothing's the matter. You'll bring him here.
Yeah, so you can put the rope around his neck. You just wait here, and we'll bring him to you.
Dad, what you doing with that gun?
Well, Max, you change your mind?
I'm going to the jail. Stand beside the sheriff and that fellow Paladin against his mom.
Now, hold on, Max. You're getting turned around.
From the beginning, we had decency and law in this town. Now you're going to wipe it all out in one night.
We're doing this for your son.
No, don't use my boy as an excuse. Get out of my way.
You better stay here and take it easy, Max. Now, give me that rifle.
Clint!
Never mind. The sheriff will give me another.
I said stay here.
Get your hands off me.
Dad, don't. Clint, don't.
All right, now. Come on. Let's go. Let's do it.
Dad. Oh, Dad.
I'm all right. But, Amy, what have you done?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't know it would be like this.
Here they are. And Paladin, you better get that shotgun.
I've got something better in the desk.
I'll get back. I'm warning you.
Now, wait a minute, Sheriff.
Hey, Paladin, what are you doing?
Opening the door.
No, wait.
All right. Hold it. Hold it. No need breaking down doors when you can open them with dynamite. All right, now. Here. Who wants it? You, big fella?
No.
Well, if nobody wants it, here. Just putting out the fuse. It was a long, slow burning one.
That crowd is still running. I don't blame them.
Now, they won't collect again. Mob courage is a momentary thing. Once it's gone for good.
The street's clean deserted of them. Except over there. Yeah, there's Clint. Let's go after him, Paladin.
Now, you go ahead. I got a client who thinks he doesn't have to go to court.
I'll nail Clint. We can tie this thing up.
Go ahead. I'm going back and check Holgate.
Willie, what's happened? I can't hear nothing. The crowd's gone. Something's wrong. Well, we better go ahead anyway. Now, whip your horses and pull out the bars. That's fine. You did it.
You hold it right there, Holgate.
Paladin, don't shoot!
All right, out there. You stay where you are.
No, I got no gun, Paladin!
All right. Just stay put.
You killed Willie and McKee. You're good. Awful good.
That's why you hired me.
Yes, but there's no call you get mixed up in this. You just collect your money and forget about it.
I couldn't do that. I can't collect until you walk into the courtroom.
Listen, Paladin, I'll make it 1,000 if you'll just walk away.
You don't understand. You hired me to get you into that courtroom. And that's where you're going, to be tried for murder.
Mr. Paladin! Mr. Paladin!
Oh, hello, Amy. Mr. Bender.
Here's your money, Paladin. $200.
Thank you.
Now that Holgate's in court, there's a lot of people in this town that are grateful to you today. But it's not in their nature to come out and admit it.
Well, I'm admitting it.
And with such a long face.
I'm so ashamed. And confused. Why did you want me to hold your pay?
Because it's an honest face, too.
Oh, come back to Bender again, Mr. Paladin.
I'd be delighted. Goodbye.
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 Oh, Mr. Paladin, welcome back to San Francisco. You have a good trip?
More excitement than money, hey, boy. But it's good to be home.
I take you back.
No. I'll manage.
Oh, you have something valuable in it?
No. Just the tools of the trade.
Oh, big secret. Something to upset apple cart?
You might say so, yes. Oh, by the way, hey, boy. That pretty young lady who was...
Oh, yeah, she's still here and look plenty lonesome.
Oh. Now, let's see. Was she blonde or brunette?
Huh?
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Beat on, hey, boy. And forget the papers tonight.
Have Gun, Will Travel. Created by Herb Meadow and Sam Rolfe, is produced by Norman MacDonald and stars John Dehner as Paladin, with Ben Wright as Hayboy. Tonight's story was written by Sam Rolfe and adapted for radio by John Dunkel. Featured in the cast were Jack Edwards, Jack Crucian, Virginia Christine, Olin Soleil, Roy Woods, and Vic Perrin. Hugh Douglas speaking. Join us again next week for Have Gun, Will Travel.
I came here to tell you I'm not an executioner. It doesn't feel good to kill a man. Not a bit good. But your husband didn't leave me any choice.
Have Gun, Will Travel. Starring Mr. John Dehner as Paladin. San Francisco, 1875. The Carleton Hotel. Headquarters of the man called Paladin.
Sounds wonderful. And then, Mr. Paladin?
And then, perhaps a cordial for a nightcap.
I do believe I'll be looking forward to this evening a great deal, Mr. Paladin.
And I, too.
Mr. Paladin.
Oh, what?
I've been looking for you. I find you.
Hey, boy, your timing is abysmal.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Paladin, but credit must go to mailman. He just brings special delivery letter for you.
Excuse me, my dear.
What?
Oh, say, I'll meet you in the lounge later.
Well,
Oh, she in very high dungeon.
Dudgeon.
Esau, that's what I say. Very high dungeon.
Dear Mr. Paladin, I need you for an important assignment immediately, and so forth. There's a $3,000 bonus for you upon completion. Something. I appreciate you seeing you at your earliest convenience. So, very truly yours, E.J. Randolph, Coloma Bank. Coloma.
Oh, you there not long ago, yes?
Yes, about 2 months ago.
Oh, yes. Here are your 2 tickets for opera tonight.
I'll take them back, hey, boy.
Yes. What?
I'm leaving for Coloma tonight.
Oh, must be real big trouble to interfere with lady who was almost kissed.
And wire Mr. Randolph. Tell him I'm on my way.
Dandruff bothers most men, most women, too, so listen. Today, you can get rid of embarrassing dandruff in just 3 minutes. Yes, with Fitch Dandruff Remover Shampoo. Unsightly dandruff's gone in 3 minutes. It's the quickest, easiest of all leading shampoos. That's not all. Using Fitch regularly is guaranteed to keep embarrassing dandruff away. Simply apply in the unique Fitch manner. Before you wet hair, rub in 1 minute. This way, Fitch shampoo penetrates right down to the scalp. Next, add water. Lather 1 minute to wash every trace of dandruff out of your hair. Then rinse 1 minute. All that loosened dandruff goes down the drain. In 3 minutes with Fitch, 1 rubbing, 1 lathering, 1 rinsing, dandruff's gone. And never forget, gentle Fitch can also leave your hair up to 35% brighter. To get rid of dandruff problems forever, brighten hair too, use Fitch regularly. Get Fitch Dandruff Remover Shampoo today, only 59 cents.
Coloma was a poor excuse for a town. It's out alone and awkward in the center of a dry, scorched plain with a few ranches stretching back towards the low mesas behind it. I'd been there before, and I killed a man there. I didn't like the town. I didn't like the people. But Randolph had offered me a lot of money. I found him sitting behind his desk at the bank.
Well, Paladin, sure good to see you.
Hello, Mr. Randolph.
Sit down.
Thank you.
How about a little rye to cut the dust, huh?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Hey, didn't waste any time getting here.
The distance between San Francisco and Coloma is shorter when there's a $3,000 fee involved.
Right to the point. That's what I like about you, Paladin. That's why I sent for you. Well, here's luck.
Thank you. So, what can I do for you, Mr. Randolph?
You did a job for John Griffin about 2 months ago. He hired you to bring back Steve Morrow. Remember him?
You don't forget someone you've killed.
Didn't mean any offense.
No, I'm not offended. Morrow tried to kill me. I had to kill him. Griffin wanted Morrow because Morrow had killed his son. What's that got to do with you?
Morrow robbed this bank before he killed that Griffin boy. He took $30,000.
I still don't see the connection.
Paladin, I've got to have that $30,000 back by the first of the month or I'll lose everything I own.
And you need help.
Yes, I need help. Badly. 15 years of hard work, building a business and a name for myself, gone, just like that. Gone and signed over to John Griffin.
John Griffin? Well, how does he figure in this?
He's the biggest depositor the bank has. He knows about the stolen money, and he's using that knowledge. He's given me notice that he wants to withdraw $30,000 on the first. If I don't have it, the deed to this building and most of the other property the bank owns will be signed over to him. And I don't have it, Mr. Paladin.
Well, then, that makes my job fairly easy.
Well, how's that?
Find Morrow's widow. She must have the money, or at least know where it is.
I don't think so. She's still living in that cabin up there on the mesa. Well, the sheriff and I have been up a dozen times searching the place, trying to talk her into telling us where it is. She hasn't got the money. If she had it, she'd have left Coloma and gone someplace else to spend it. Either that or at least paid up the back taxes on the farm.
Huh. I thought for sure Rose had that money.
Rose?
Steve Morrow's widow.
You mean Lucy Morrow. Her name's Lucy.
Oh? I'm going to check into the hotel and freshen up a bit.
And then what?
Ride out and talk to Lucy Morrow. Morning, Mr. Randolph.
Yes?
Good afternoon, Miss Morrow. I'm Paladin.
Did you think I could forget you, Mr. Paladin?
No, I suppose not. I'd like to talk to you, if I may.
I'm going to work on the rose garden. You can talk there if you wish.
Yes, I noticed them as I rode up. They're beautiful.
They are. It's an eastern variety, Calinaris.
Oh? Must be rather difficult to grow them out here.
Oh, it's worth the trouble to have one lovely thing here. They were a present from Steve. He brought me some cuttings after one of his trips back east.
Why have you stayed on here?
Simple. There's nowhere else to go and no money to go with.
Your husband took $30,000 from the Coloma Bank. It's never been found.
This house was turned inside out. Do you think I'd be living here like this if I had $30,000?
Perhaps not.
I don't know anything about that money, Mr. Paladin.
I don't mean to bother you, Mrs. Morrow.
Why do you bother me then? You knew this before you came out here.
I killed Steve. If it hadn't been me, it would have been somebody else, somewhere else. He was an outlaw, a killer. I suppose I wanted to come here and tell you that I'm not an executioner. I was bringing him in, and he went for his gun. Doesn't feel good to kill a man. Not a bit good.
I know you're not the kind to kill for the sake of another notch on your gun, but Steve was my husband. Please don't come back here again. Or if you have to, wait until I'm gone.
You're leaving?
Yes. They're auctioning the place for $276 back taxes. Oh, don't look so pained. I'll get along. Maybe it'll be best. Get out of here, Paladin. Leave me alone, please.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Morrow.
I'm a mean widow, kid.
And are you pleased with yourself?
Sure, because I'm a germ. A bathroom germ. Bathrooms is where the meanest germs get to live. Do I have fun causing odor and spreading disease?
Well, you better watch out, son, or your landlady may find out about Lysol brand disinfectant.
Lysol?
No, Lysol.
That's what I said. Lysol.
Well, anyway, a lot of women are finding that a dash of Lysol in their cleaning suds every week wipes out nasty bathroom disease germs like you, disinfects from one cleaning to the next as no other product can, wipes out many deadly viruses, too. Lysol makes every cleaner work better. It's the easy, modern way to get bathrooms really clean and free of odors.
Lysol can do that?
And what's more, now, besides regular Lysol, there's a new sweet-smelling, pine-scented Lysol, and they're both out to get you.
Hey, was you ever a mean little kid?
One more remark like that, and I'll open this bottle of Lysol.
Help!
The Griffin Ranch was the same as it had been. Old, and solid, and well-kept. Run by a man who was old and solid and tough. A man who had lost one son by Steve Morrow's gun and had one son left. A man who could not forget or forgive.
Well, you look about the same, Paladin. Come on in, set a spell.
I'd just soon sit out here in the fresh air, Mr. Griffin.
Fine, fine. What brings you back to these parts?
$30,000.
Stolen money, eh? A lot of people like to get their hands on that. You ought to have a pretty good idea where it might be.
Why do you say that?
Well, you were the last person to be with that murdering fool. The way I had it figured, Morrow had the money with him when you killed him. I hear you've been living pretty high on the hog up in San Francisco.
Those are harsh words, Griffin.
Oh, now, don't get itchy. I was just only joshing. You wouldn't be back here if you had it.
Steve Morrow didn't have that money when I found him. And according to his wife, he didn't even have it when he left the farm.
Oh, you talked to her?
I just came from there.
Well, it takes a lot of nerve for a man to go up and talk to the wife of somebody he killed. Hey, you suppose Steve Morrow hid it on that farm of his?
Mr. Randolph and the sheriff searched it.
I know. Old Randolph's getting fidgety. A while back, he got the idea that Morrow buried the money up on the mesa. You never saw such digging and poking around. I swear the mesa's 10 feet shorter on account of it.
That farm adjoins your property, doesn't it?
Yeah. On the south. Why?
I hear it's up for auction. Should be worth at least a couple of $1,000s to you.
I'll get it for $276. The taxes.
Someone will outbid you at that price.
I don't reckon so, Paladin. Nobody else is going to bid on it. Those who can afford to bid on it don't have any use for that farm.
Randolph might have use for it.
Ah, that old pussyfoot. He wouldn't know how to plant potatoes.
He might know how to dig for stolen money.
Hey, tell me something, Paladin. You working for Randolph?
Maybe. Maybe not.
You are working for him. I might have known. You know, I'd just assume the money doesn't get back to the bank.
Oh?
I'd lose about $60,000 in holdings that belong to it. Those holdings will be mine come the first of the month. Oh, that's not a pretty way to talk, but at least it's the truth.
I see. What happens to Randolph, then?
Out in the cold where he deserves to be. If I ran my ranch like he runs that bank, I'd have been out of business a long time ago.
Well, getting close to sundown, I think I'll be heading back to town.
No, Paladin, I hate to see a man like you working on the dark side of the fence. I thought you always roamed the green fields.
Which are the green fields, Griffin?
Mine are.
By the way, you buy that farm just for the taxes. Steve Morrow's widow won't get a cent.
Well, now, ain't that a downright shame?
She didn't kill your son, Griffin.
No, but her husband did. And all I hope is that his kin are going to suffer on account of it. That's how I feel about Morrow and her.
Come in.
Paladin?
Well, Mr. Randolph.
You, make it a habit staying up this late?
I do my best thinking when the town's settled for the night.
You've covered a lot of ground today. Getting discouraged?
Did you come here to discourage me?
Yeah, there's a lot of territory between Coloma and the Mesa. Morrow could have hidden that money anywhere.
Not without telling his wife.
Now, since when does a killer stop to worry about his wife?
Randolph, whatever you want to say about Morrow, he loved his wife. He'd have wanted to make sure she was provided for. Why, he even spoke about her when he was dying. His last words were, Rose, tell her that... Wait a minute. Tell her?
What are you talking about?
Randolph, that money's up there on the farm.
You mean she does have it?
She doesn't know it, but it's there.
Where is it, then? Why, we've torn that place apart.
You just didn't dig in the right spot. I'm going up there now and get your money. You wait here.
It's 1 o'clock in the morning.
And I'll be digging by 2.
Now there's a luxury car that fits regular parking spaces in ordinary garages that's easy to handle in traffic. It's America's compact luxury car, the Ambassador by Rambler. Now, medium-priced car buyers can have the room, comfort, luxury, and performance they expect in a fine car, but without excessive length, width, and bulk. If other medium-priced cars have sized and priced you out of the market, then you owe it to yourself to test our best. American Motors' finest, the luxuriously compact Ambassador. Note the quality construction and careful attention to detail. Thrill to the superbly responsive 270-horsepower V8 engine. Enjoy luxury features like individually adjustable front seats that glide back and forth separately. 5 minutes at the wheel of an Ambassador will change your ideas about luxury cars. Test our best, the Ambassador V8 by Rambler. Finest car ever priced so close to the lowest. See, drive the luxurious Ambassador, now at Rambler dealers.
When I dismounted at Lucy Morrow's, I thought I heard a horse nicker in a nearby clump of cottonwoods. I waited, but all was quiet except for the wind through the trees. Lucy Morrow was a light sleeper. She answered my second knock.
What do you want?
Put the shotgun down, Miss Morrow.
What are you doing here this time of night?
The money. It's here on the farm.
We've been through that before, Paladin. They ripped my place apart. Every floorboard, every inch of this cabin, the yard's full of holes. You saw it this afternoon.
I know, Mrs. Morrow, but...
The money isn't here. Look, this is my last night in the only home I ever had, and I don't mean to be bothered.
Mrs. Morrow...
Now get away from here before I blast that shirt right off your back.
You wouldn't have to leave tomorrow if I find the money.
I'm not wasting any more words with you.
Miss Morrow, in your rose garden, is there a bush not doing well?
Paladin, it's late and it's cold.
Answer me, is there?
Well, yes, there is one, but what's that got to do with the money?
Flowers need soil at their roots, Miss Morrow, not gold.
What?
You get me a shovel, I'll show you what I mean. You know, it took me a while to figure out that a dying man wouldn't call his wife Rose. Her name was Lucy. Hold the lamp a little closer. I think we've got it. Now. Yeah, this is it. The leather bag from the Coloma Bank.
We'll open it.
Yeah.
Gold coins.
$30,000 worth.
Here in the rose garden all the time.
Drop that. Raise your hand.
What?
Come on, do what I say. Good. Now just stand steady. All right, Cleet. Let's move in. Keep that light high, woman, so as we can see you both.
Lucy.
Yes.
When I say the word, throw that lamp at them high, eye level, then hit the ground fast. I'll say when.
All right.
Now.
No more! Don't shoot again.
Just stand easy, mister.
You shot him. You shot my boy.
I didn't have much choice.
Cleet, boy. You hurt bad.
I'll be all right, Pa.
I'll get you for this, Paladin.
Don't try anything foolish, Mr. Griffin. You're already in enough trouble.
I'm in trouble.
Trying to hijack stolen money, trespassing, attempted murder.
Paladin, there's someone coming.
Yeah, I heard him. I think it's Randolph.
Randolph?
He knew I was coming out here. He probably couldn't stand waiting in town. After all, the money belongs to his bank.
Paladin, you all right?
Yes, we're all right. We're over here, Mr. Randolph.
Well, what happened? What was all the shooting?
Well, there was a little discussion as to who was going to get that bank's money. I won.
You mean you have the money? You found it, all of it?
I think so. Here.
Oh, good. Good, that's it right enough.
Now, in regards to my fee, Mr. Randolph.
Yes?
I want you to give it to Lucy.
What?
Lucy?
I think the woman ought to be able to keep her home if she wants to. At the auction tomorrow, you can decide whether you want to stay or leave this charming town.
Thank you, Paladin.
As for you, Griffin, get your boy back to your own ranch and bandage that leg of his. I don't think Lucy Morrow cares one way or the other what happens to you. Mr. Randolph wants to bring charges later. That's up to him. As for myself, I'm saying goodbye to Coloma for the last time.
Oh, you're back, Mr. Paladin.
And ready to see the city bright and shining?
Oh, best you go away 2-3 more days, maybe.
Why should I?
Her.
Who?
Her. Her lady over there. He very unhappy when you no take her to the opera.
Well, didn't you explain it was business?
Oh, yes, sir.
Important business?
Yes, sir, but her business more important to her, I think, Mr. Paladin. He maybe kill you, huh?
I hope not. Well, the best way is the direct way. Excuse me.
Oh.
I hope you missed me. You did miss me. Oh. I have no other cheek to turn.
Then kindly turn yourself around and leave me alone.
I can hardly do that. You see, I've thought of nothing and no one but you all this time.
Really?
Really?
Am I to believe?
You are to believe only that which will make you feel better and me feel better, and both of us enjoy a lovely evening together. That, to me, would be a simple solution.
So?
Dinner?
Well...
Please.
You are a very convincing man.
The current issue of TV Radio Mirror has a feature story on the man who portrays Paladin every Sunday night on CBS Radio, Mr. John Dehner. Have Gun, Will Travel. Created by Herb Meadow and Sam Rolfe, is produced and directed by Norman MacDonald, and stars John Dehner as Paladin, with Ben Wright as Hayboy. Tonight's story was written by Albert Alley and adapted for radio by John Dawson. Featured in the cast were Vic Perrin, Eleanor Tannen, and Joseph Kearns. Hugh Douglas speaking. Join us again next week for Have Gun, Will Travel.
If the girl that's being held prisoner has been harmed in any way, you two men can toss coins to see which one I gunned down first.
Have Gun, Will Travel. Starring Mr. John Dehner as Paladin. San Francisco, 1875. The Carleton Hotel, headquarters of the man called Paladin.
Mr. Paladin.
Yes, Mr. Laird?
In regard to that matter we were discussing this morning, well, I've given it a little thought and,
excuse me, Mr. Laird. Over here, hey, boy.
Oh, Mr. Paladin, a telegraph message come just now for you. Here.
Thank you.
As I was saying, Paladin, I've given the thing some thought, and, well, I must admit you drive a hard bargain.
Hey, boy, I want you to help me with my things. I'll be leaving.
Paladin, I'm prepared to meet your terms. $3,000.
I'm sorry. I've just received a better offer.
A better offer? How much?
Not a cent, Mr. Laird. This offer has nothing to do with money.
Dandruff bothers most men, most women, too, so listen. Today you can get rid of embarrassing dandruff in just 3 minutes. Yes, with Fitch Dandruff Remover Shampoo. Unsightly dandruff's gone in 3 minutes. It's the quickest, easiest of all leading shampoos. That's not all. Using Fitch regularly is guaranteed to keep embarrassing dandruff away. Simply apply in the unique Fitch manner. Before you wet hair, rub in 1 minute. This way, Fitch shampoo penetrates right down to the scalp. Next, add water. Lather 1 minute to wash every trace of dandruff out of your hair. Then rinse 1 minute. All that loosened dandruff goes down the drain. In 3 minutes with Fitch, 1 rubbing, 1 lathering, 1 rinsing, dandruff's gone. And never forget, gentle Fitch can also leave your hair up to 35% brighter. To get rid of dandruff problems forever, brighten hair too, use Fitch regularly. Get Fitch Dandruff Remover Shampoo today, only 59 cents.
The telegram read, "Need you urgently. Barton Ranch, 3 Rivers, California." That's all. But that was enough because it was signed Phyllis Thackeray. 3 Rivers wasn't far, a hard day's ride. And as I rode through the spring morning, I thought about Dr. Phyllis Thackeray. Our trails had crossed just once, briefly, but I'd never forgotten her. A courageous doctor and a very special kind of a woman. It was near sundown when I rode up to the Barton Ranch house.
Yes?
My name is Paladin.
Oh, yes, come in. I'm Tom Barton. Dr. Thackeray asked me to send you the telegraph message.
Where is she?
We don't need you here, mister. Go on back to San Francisco.
Who are you?
This is my father. He owns this ranch.
I'm here to see the doctor. Where is she?
That telegram was a mistake. My son and I can handle things here.
I want to see Dr. Thackeray, and I want to see her now.
Now, wait a minute.
I'll give you just that, mister. 1 minute to show me that girl.
You walk into my house and get rough with me, and I'll have
Now,
you...
Pa, there's no reason for any fuss. Mr. Paladin just wants to see the doctor.
That's your way, isn't it, Tom? Back away from anything tougher than a steak. Fall over and play dead when the man tells you to.
That's not true, Pa. I just don't believe in fighting when there's no fight called for.
Nor at any other time.
Where is the doctor?
There, in the study.
Who is it?
Paladin.
Paladin. Just a moment.
Come in. Shut the door and bolt it. Paladin, my patient here is very sick, and it's contagious.
Are you all right?
I was vaccinated 2 years ago back east, but anyone can carry the germ. It's smallpox.
I see.
I should have said something in the telegram.
You afraid I wouldn't come?
Would you have?
I didn't have anything important to do.
Paladin.
And I've been vaccinated, too. Hello, Phyllis.
Hello, Paladin.
How long have you been here by yourself?
I guess I've lost count.
Any sleep?
Well,
You need rest. Sit down on that cot. Is that coffee hot?
Yes.
You take a half teaspoon of sugar, don't you?
You remember.
Lots of things. Here.
Thank you.
Why did you send for me?
To help me do my duty as a doctor.
At the point of your gun, if necessary.
Uh-huh.
It's serious, Paladin. The man on the cot over there, Nate, was the chuck wagon cook on the roundup. They sent him back to the ranch when he got too sick to work. He could have infected every man in the outfit. I have to see that each one of them is vaccinated.
Well?
There's a supply of vaccine at Fort Landis, and I've sent them a telegraph message. But it'll be 3 days before it gets here. The men will be back in the morning.
3 days. Well, can't they wait?
Those men have worked 6 months without a break. They have 6 months' pay coming. They'll be so anxious to get paid off and get into Stockton, they won't wait for anything.
Well, when you explain about the smallpox...
Well, that's the trouble. We have to keep that a secret. They'd run like rabbits if they knew.
You want me to keep them here?
Yes. Paladin, you'll have to.
All right, I'll do what I can. And Dr. Thackeray, you'll have to get some sleep.
Oh, no,
Come on. Lie down there. I'll cover you with this blanket.
But, Nate...
I'll watch Nate. If there's any change, I'll call you. Now, come on. Settle down. Get some rest. I'll take over.
Be careful. You're going to land in a bathtub.
Who's driving this flying saucer, you or me?
Well, what do you see?
Oh, germs. Millions and millions of germs.
Sure. Here on Earth, disease, germs, and viruses live in bathrooms.
Wait. Here comes a lady. She's putting a dash of Lysol in with those suds, and she's mopping the floor. Wow! Look at those germs and viruses drop dead.
Boy, are you stupid. I thought all Martians knew that Lysol brand disinfectant kills disease, germs, and many deadly viruses on contact. Disinfects from one cleaning to the next if nothing else can.
That's right. I remember my 7 grandmothers saying Lysol makes your favorite cleaner work better, including many that claim to sanitize.
I'm sorry you learned to speak English by listening to commercials.
And Lysol comes in regular or pine fragrance for as little as 29 cents.
How much is that in Martian money?
Paladin, how's Nate?
He's no better. Dr. Thackeray thought you should know.
I should have got Nate off his place when he first come back.
I understand the men who were with him on the roundup will be back in the morning.
That's right.
And if he dies, there'll be no way of concealing the cause of death. There'll be a stampede from this ranch in all directions.
Let him go.
We can't. Every man allowed to leave this spread without a vaccination could be carrying death to who knows how many people.
That's the men. They're back early.
We're not going to be able to handle them, Pa.
Well, I'm going to try. You're back early, Fred.
Boys in a hurry to get paid off, Mr. Barton.
We're leaving come early morning.
Fred, why don't you come on in the house? Got to have a little talk before you go anyway.
Sure thing. I'll be back right after I get things put straight. You just get our pay ready meanwhile.
Come on, fellas.
Yeah, Missy ain't going to be able to handle those men.
Look, they work for you. Which of you is going to give the orders to keep them here?
I didn't ask for this fuss.
Tom?
Well, Fred Cooley's the range boss. It'd be a waste of breath talking to him. He'll do what he wants.
No, he won't. He'll do what he's made to do. What you tell him to do, Tom.
But Fred won't listen to me.
Tom, you went against my orders, getting that female doctor in here, keeping Nate on the place. You started this. Now let's see you try to finish it.
Now, wait a minute, Pa.
This will be your ranch one day, son. You ought to be running it now.
He's right, Tom. Sooner or later, whoever is foreman will have to start taking orders from you. Nobody's going to stand by you with a gun for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I'll try.
I hope he does it. He wasn't such a weakling.
Tom will be all right.
He's got no gumption. You gotta fight, Paladin. Talk's no good.
Barton, I've let my gun speak for me too many times. Believe me, words are better.
We'll see.
Hours passed. and Phyllis slept fitfully while I sat watching the sick man. The false dawn was just beginning to break when I heard the men coming up from the bunkhouse. I walked out into the front room. Barton sat in a chair by the dying fire.
You're coming.
Yeah, it's after 5 o'clock.
Let's go meet him.
Well, boys, Mr. Barton, what about this here talk of Tom's?
I think you ought to apologize.
Steve Pauly here thinks Tom was serious about our not getting paid off this morning.
Well, you ought to apologize.
Steve, just simmer down. Now, I said Tom was funning with us. Who was right, Mr. Barton, me or Steve?
Where's Tom?
What about our money, Mr. Barton?
We want it now, don't we, boys?
We sure do. And that's how it'll be. There's a strong box in your study, Mr. Barton. You get our money out and ready now. We're riding out sunup.
Cooley, you're talking to me now, not my son.
I know who I'm talking to.
Now, wait a minute.
I ain't waiting, not at all. Either you open that safe or we break it open right now.
You step up onto this porch, I'll put a bullet in you. Well?
You can't shoot us all, Mr. Barton. And that money is due.
He said you're not going in there.
What's your business here, mister?
I'm just helping a friend.
All right. Sunup's in an hour. It's going to take me that hour to gather my gear together. Then I'm coming right back here for my pay and riding out. Don't try to stop me.
It's up to you.
You know something, mister? You're right. It is up to us.
Now, hold on.
I ain't going to hold on for nobody. I don't figure to wait until sunup.
Don't be a fool. He's not hurt bad. A couple of you men get him back to the bunkhouse and take care of that arm.
We'll do just that, mister. And then we'll be back.
Phyllis?
Paladin, come in. I heard shots.
That's all right. How's your patient?
His pulse is steadier. Fever's no better, though. If he can only make it until daylight, he'll have a chance.
More quinine?
Not for a while.
Is there anything I can do for you, then?
Yes. Talk to me. Keep me awake.
Talk to you? That's not so easy anymore.
You've never had any trouble finding words.
Well, the words are easy enough. The words that don't count. But now, with you, it's different.
Is it, Paladin?
It's because we're the kind of people we are.
What kind of people are we, Paladin?
We're neither of us ready for marriage. You have to go on with your work because it's important to you and to the people who need you.
And you have to go on with your work because you're you.
Yes.
Paladin, I'm confused. Have you been proposing?
No. No, I've been explaining why I haven't proposed.
Oh. Well, it's flattering. I know there aren't many women to whom you feel it necessary to explain why you're not proposing.
This is the first time.
I believe it's time now for Nate's quinine.
Can I help?
No, I think... Paladin. He's better. His fever's dropped. I think he's going to live.
You've done your job well, Doctor. I hope I meet with as much success with mine.
Hear that? It's been a long night. Paladin. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm glad, I guess.
Hmm?
That we're the kind of people we are.
Oh. Of course. For now. Well, you've got work to do. I'll see you later.
Where are you going?
Out front. I've got a little job to do at sunup.
Like to listen while you work? Then here's a reminder that each Monday through Friday over most of these CBS radio stations, you'll find a wealth of dramatic serials that are designed to keep you the best of company. We don't guarantee that they'll turn your housework into play, but they will help to speed it along. So you plan to listen. Take The Couple Next Door, for instance. Family comedy at its hilarious, warm-hearted best. You can be sure of one chuckle after another as you listen to the daffy diary of Mr. and Mrs. Piper and their small brood. The Pipers are prone to a peck of pretty pickles, which means for you, a peck of smiles. You'll enjoy hearing such long-time favorites as The Couple Next Door, The Romance of Helen Trent, Right to Happiness, Ma Perkins, The Second Mrs. Burton, Young Dr. Malone, and Whispering Streets. Each Monday through Friday, make it a point to keep your dial set for CBS Radio and first-rate daytime dramatic entertainment.
It's almost sunrise, Barton.
Well, Fred Cooley will be here. I know him.
I'll be waiting.
It's not for you to do. I don't like this letting another man do my work or my son's work.
Yeah, where is Tom?
He's still out somewhere. I guess he just don't have what it takes. I'll have to handle this myself.
I'll be back. Tom? Tom?
Over here, Paladin.
Saddling your horse. What's the idea?
I guess you might say I'm figuring to run out.
Oh?
Paul's right. I can't face up to a fight. I tried to talk to the men. I did the best I could.
I know you did. And what's more, you probably did as well as anyone could.
But I failed.
Tom, there's a rifle hanging on the wall in your house there. It's a symbol of an unfortunate truth. Sometimes talk has to be backed up with action.
Paul don't think too much of me.
He thinks you're a weakling, and he'll be sure of it if you run away. Your father's trying to give you a chance to prove yourself. This is going to be your ranch, Tom. Don't quit it.
Paladin, Tom.
Yeah, Pa?
Dr. Thackeray, she's hurt.
Come on. Where is she?
Over there. Tell you, he was half out of his mind. Come in the back door.
Phyllis. Phyllis. Who did this?
That study door was open. He seen Nate in there, and when he found out about the smallpox, he just went plumb loco. When I tried to stop him, he hit me with his 6-gun.
Who was it?
Dr. Thackeray. She tried to reason with him, but he was crazy scared. He hit her, knocked her down.
Who did?
Cooley. It was Fred Cooley.
Where is he?
Started on down to the bunkhouse. Said he was getting out of here.
Paladin, wait!
Cooley!
Go away, Paladin. I'm leaving this place fast.
Not now.
I'll beat you right down and run.
Are you?
No.
Paladin!
No.
Paladin, you can him! Paladin, That's enough, Paladin. I'm telling you. And this rifle's going to back up my words. It's one thing to shoot a man, another to beat him to death. I'll put a bullet in you if I have to. I'll handle this.
All right. Yeah. All right, Tom. It seems like you've kind of taken over the running of things, doesn't it? 3 days later, the courier from Fort Landis arrived with the vaccine. With this newfound authority, Tom had no trouble keeping the men in line. The iron hand in the velvet glove on a rifle butt.
Are the men ready, Paladin?
As soon as you are, Doctor, they're lined up outside.
The sleeves rolled up?
Mm-hmm. They don't quite know what to expect, but Tom's holding them there with a rifle. You know, you're quite a doctor.
When I became a doctor, I took an oath, which in part says, I will prescribe for the good of my patients according to my ability and my judgment. Draw your gun, Paladin, and bring 'em in.
Mr. Paladin. So happy to see you back.
Stay there, hey boy. Keep your distance.
What?
Keep your distance.
Something the matter, Mr. Paladin?
Faulty memory, that's all. If anyone asks for me, I'll be back in half an hour.
Oh, yes, Mr. Paladin. But where are you going?
I have an appointment to get a vaccination.
Have Gun, Will Travel. Created by Herb Meadow and Sam Rolfe, is produced and directed by Norman McDonnell and stars John Dehner as Paladin, with Ben Wright as Hayboy. Tonight's story was written by Stanley Silverman and Sam Rolfe and adapted for radio by Ann Dowd. Featured in the cast were Gene Bates, Sam Edwards, Harry Bartell, Lou Krugman, and Lawrence Dobkin. Hugh Douglas speaking. Join us again next week for Have Gun, Will Travel.
Men want me to leave, you'll have to make me. Now, who's going to be the first to try?
Have Gun, Will Travel. Starring Mr. John Dehner as Paladin. San Francisco, 1875. The Carleton Hotel, headquarters of a man called Paladin.
Hey, boy.
Oh, yes, Mr. Paladin.
Help me with these bags, will you?
Oh, yes, Mr. Paladin. You go again so soon?
It seems Mr. Edgar Potts in Tucson needs my services.
Oh, yes, sir.
I know Mr. Potts. He is not a good man, but he's a rich one.
Oh, you make lots of money, eh, Mr. Paladin?
Well, that's my plan. Look, hey, boy, this came up very suddenly. I've had to cancel my engagements for this week. Will you see that these notes are delivered?
Oh, yes, sir. Let me see. Missy Dilly Clark, Kitty O'Connor, Adelaide Smith, Jessie Donahue, Francesca Valise, Mabel Hart, and Major John B. Culpepper.
Thursdays, I play chess.
Even if you've had embarrassing dandruff for years, you can get rid of it now in 3 minutes. That's all it takes with Fitch Dandruff Remover Shampoo. Yes, unsightly dandruff's gone in 3 minutes with Fitch, quickest, easiest of all leading shampoos. What's more, using Fitch regularly is guaranteed to keep embarrassing dandruff away. Just apply in the unique Fitch manner. Before you wet hair, rub in 1 minute. This way, Fitch shampoo penetrates right down to the scalp. Next, add water. Lather 1 minute to wash every trace of dandruff out of your hair. Then rinse 1 minute. All that loosened dandruff goes down the drain. In 3 minutes, with Fitch, 1 rubbing, 1 lathering, 1 rinsing, dandruff's gone. At the same time, gentle Fitch can leave your hair up to 35% brighter. To get rid of dandruff problems forever, brighten hair too, use Fitch regularly. Get Fitch Dandruff Remover Shampoo today, only 59 cents.
Glass of rye, bartender.
Yes, sir. There you are. Come in on the stage.
Yeah.
Figure to stay a while in Brotherton?
No, as soon as they get that axle fixed, I'm going on to Tucson.
Where you from?
San Francisco.
Great little town, Frisco.
Yeah. Noisy in Brotherton. What's going on?
Well, now, wait till I get around there. We'll just go have a look-see.
We warned you, Injun. We told you it was going to happen.
Now, you listen to me. You get rid of every head of that disease stock on your place, Injun. Or we'll do more than keep you within your boundaries. We'll burn you out. House, hide, and hair.
I guess it ain't nothing. Might as well go back and finish your drink.
He shot that Indian's horse.
Now, you take that carcass away and burn it. There's sickness enough without you savages bringing in more. Come on, Petey.
Who are those men?
The one on the big roan's McNally. The other's Peavy, his foreman.
And the Indian?
Joe Whitehorse. He's got a little ranch, borders on McNally's spread.
I see.
He's an educated Indian. They're the worst kind.
Yeah, I'm sure of it. Why did he kill his horse? Rough him up like that?
I don't know. It ain't my problem, mister.
Where's the livery stable?
North end of town.
White horse?
Yes?
My name is Paladin. This is my card.
Have gun, will travel. I see. Thank you, Mr. Paladin.
Not interested?
If I had money to hire you, I wouldn't be hiking 20 miles carrying this saddle. I would have another horse.
I happen to be going your way. Why don't you put your saddle over this other horse of mine? No obligation.
It is right to tell you, even if I had money, I would not hire you. I don't hold with men who follow the gun.
I agree, Mr. Whitehorse. It's not a practical business, but 20 miles is a long walk.
And this is a heavy saddle. I accept your kind offer, Mr. Paladin. $150 prime, healthy cows. Now 10 are dead. The rest ready to fall. They keep losing weight, dying.
Has a veterinary looked at them?
I can't get him to come out and look. I am a mission Indian, educated Indian. I have few friends among my own people and fewer among yours.
Yes, I saw an example of that back there in Brotherton.
They don't want me in that town. I can't trade in the stores. I buy supplies through the man who runs the pharmacy. The only one who will admit that we are human. Wait, rein up, Mr. Paladin. There ahead. My land.
Looks like land a man would fight for.
I paid for that land. I'm willing to fight. I don't know how. My father wore feathers in his hair. Lived in a teepee. He was at war with the white men, fighting for his way of life. When he saw he could never win, it broke his spirit, but it made him wiser. He sent me to the mission school. Learned to live and think like a white man. He said that was the only way we could have a home in our land.
3 riders. You know who it is?
Wait. Peavy and 2 of his hands. The one who killed my horse.
Yeah.
So you got yourself another horse?
The one you shot cost me $40. You have to pay me for that.
You friends with him or just passing through?
You ask that like a man hoping for the wrong answer.
You working for an Indian?
He hasn't hired me yet.
You're half a mile from his boundary line. You aim to keep going?
I thought I might.
It ain't that simple, mister. You can ride in on that horse, but you try to ride out and he'll go down with a slug in his head. No animal comes off on that ranch, yours or nobody's.
Mr. Paladin, he means what he says. You saw that in town. You're going to lose 2 good horses. I'll walk the rest of the way.
You'll ride. You've used my horse for 15 miles, and I expect the man who's done that to rub him down and ask me to sit at table.
You will be most welcome.
All right, then. Ride on in. But you'll be sorry.
I was a teenage germ. That's right, I was a teenage germ, living in a lovely scratch on the tile bathroom floor. I came in on a saddle chew, and then I moved to the floor. There were millions of us germs, playing rock around the sink or hide and infect. My hostess was a wonderful woman. Every week she'd splash all around us with nice warm soap and water. But then some rat squealed to her about Lysol, and we had to beat it. Lysol kills germs. It was murder.
Yes, if you're a germ, you'll hate Lysol, because Lysol kills disease germs, many deadly viruses, too. Lysol also destroys bathroom odors. Cleaning every week with Lysol in the suds disinfects your bathroom from one cleaning to the next as nothing else can. A little Lysol brand disinfectant in the suds makes your favorite cleaners work better, including many that claim to sanitize. Lysol is now available in regular or pine fragrance, as little as 29 cents.
We're looking for a new bathroom to live in. How about yours?
More coffee?
Oh, yes. Please, Mrs. Whitehorse.
So, you are a gunfighter, Mr. Paladin.
Well, Mrs. Whitehorse, I have a certain talent with weapons. When people in trouble need such a talent, I hire it out to them.
I see. Is a gunfighter expensive, Mr. Paladin?
I have expensive tastes.
Joseph, I like my home. I want to stay here. I think all we need right now is time.
Every day more stock dying. Quarantine around me, that means I must sneak off my own land
but
like
with time, Joseph, we can find out what is sickening our cattle. We can build a healthy herd. Joseph, if Mr. Paladin can scare them into leaving us alone...
I will not have that kind of thing, Martha.
But we must do something. Mr. Paladin, we do not have any money to pay you, but this is rich land. We will give you a part of it, if you will fight for your part and for ours.
I'll talk with these men. In the meantime, thanks for your hospitality.
It was our pleasure.
I'll walk out with you. Take care, Mr. Paladin. McNally is a violent man.
You told Peavy he'd have to pay you for that horse he shot. I don't mind taking over the debt. I'll trade you the horse you came home on.
Ah, that's a good horse. You cheat yourself.
Well, maybe I'll get Peavy to throw in something else of value.
Mr. Paladin, well, perhaps you won't understand. Men differ.
What do you mean?
When I walk out of my house onto my own land, it gives me a good feeling. I love this place. It has given me pain, but there is something. This is mine. This handful of earth here. This is mine.
Certainly. It's just like a... Wait. Your handful of earth there. Where? Here. Put it in this handkerchief.
Well,
Here, in the handkerchief. Good.
I don't understand. Strange man, Mr. Paladin.
That's right, and I've just had a strange notion. I'll see you again, Mr. Whitehorse. At the boundary of the White Horse Ranch, I dismounted to close the fence gate. The first rifle shot came high to my right. The second shot killed my horse. Both of them had come from somewhere in the brush behind me. I had an idea who had fired them, and I had the score to settle with them.
Sure looks like you're afoot, don't it?
You did that shooting?
It's his Indian boundary.
That's a bad habit you have, P.V., killing horses.
I warned you.
I remember. Now I'll use your horse to take me into town.
You lay a finger on that bridle, you Injun. Look!
You can tell McNally what happened. He'll find me in town. Is this the only pharmacy in town?
Oh, yes. My name's Reinhardt. What can I do for you?
You know the White Horses?
Oh, you mean our thieving, scalping, overeducated local Indian? I do. Oh, and before you say your piece, let me inform you that this is the only store in town that'll do business with them, and proud to say it. Now, what's on your mind?
Are you set up to make a chemical analysis, Mr. Reinhardt?
Chemical analysis? Son, I've got the most complete laboratory south of San Francisco, back there just gathering dust. Where's there a place for science in a town where they bury a chicken head by the light of the moon to get rid of warts? Let me tell you something, mister. McNally, he tells the citizens how to think. And speaking of the devil...
McNally? He's probably looking for me.
Oh, what for?
Here, take this.
What in tarnation do you want me to do with a clod of dirt?
Now, we're only supposing, Mr. Reinhardt. Run a test on this, and I'll talk to you later.
Okay, but it don't make any sense.
Gentlemen.
You pistol whip my foreman, steal his horse?
I disciplined your foreman, Mr. McNally. As to the horse, PVO'd Joe Whitehorse for the one he shot. I took over the debt and settled it.
You working for Whitehorse? What kind of men are we breeding that takes wages from an Indian?
I couldn't get $1 out of him. He doesn't have one. That's why I'm here.
Well, if you're not with the Indian, what's on your mind?
I want to be hired.
We're doing all right.
You're wasting your time trying to starve Whitehorse out.
You don't have to starve. I offered to buy his place.
At a profit?
I offered him $10,000.
Why are you so anxious to own his land?
His land's good, and there's water, and I don't aim to raise my children next to some savage. Besides, he's aiming to let that cattle sickness spread over the whole range, wipe us all out on account of he hates us so.
Perhaps I can persuade him to sell.
How?
His willingness will increase in ratio to the size of my fee. How willing do you want him to be?
All right, you're hired. Get on out to his place.
First, you go to the bank and draw some money. I think Whitehorse would want to be paid off in cash.
That's a lot to trust you with.
Well, then you carry it. And carry an additional $2,000, Mr. McNally. My fee.
$2,000? How much money you think I have?
How much do you hate Indians? I have some business in the pharmacy here. Then I'll see you at the White Horse Ranch.
There's a big change going on, an important one for car buyers. It's the countrywide change to Rambler. Passing car after car in sales, Rambler now leads all but 2 other makes in state after state. What does it all mean? That Rambler has what people want and cannot get in other cars. Rambler is the quality compact car. For instance, Rambler has plenty of hat room, shoulder room, and leg room for 6 big people. Yet Rambler is so trim on the outside, it handles and parks with the greatest ease. For first cost, gas economy, and resale value, Rambler is America's top economy car. Yet only Rambler offers the fine features of personalized comfort. There are front seats that glide back and forward separately to perfectly fit short legs or long, adjustable headrests, airliner reclining seats, twin travel beds, finest air conditioning at lowest cost. Throughout, Rambler engineering is more advanced, Rambler workmanship more careful. Come in and drive the quality compact car, Rambler. See your Rambler dealer.
He's waiting outside there, Mr. Whitehorse. You've already overtaxed his patience.
You didn't understand me, Mr. Paladin. I won't sell.
You can do a lot with that cash.
I won't be pushed off my land. I stay here.
I told McNally you'd sell.
Then you tell him you were mistaken.
And lose my fee.
Why do you ask my husband to do this thing?
Because it's my considered opinion he should sell to McNally.
And if it is not my opinion, if I say I stand up to that gun of yours?
I think that would make everything very uncomfortable.
We ask only to live in peace, to have a home to build for ourselves and for those who come after, and you are no better than the other.
Martha should not have done that, no matter what. Forgive her, Mr. Paladin. Martha carries our first child. She is upset.
What kind of a world have we to offer our child? Sign it, Joseph. Sign the paper. Here is ink, a pen. Give them their bill of sale. We will find some place to live in peace.
Yeah. You have earned your money.
I'll tell McNally he can come in and take possession.
Mr. Paladin, one day you will meet a gun faster than yours.
That's probably true, Mrs. Whitehorse. All right, McNally.
All set, huh?
All set.
Yeah, I got no respect for critters. Knows he ain't wanted, but hangs on anyway. In the old days, he'd be long gone by now.
You've made your point, Mr. McNally.
Here is your bill of sale, McNally. It is your ranch now.
And you got the money? That does it.
Not quite. Let's not forget $2,000.
Oh, sure. See me in town.
I see you now, McNally.
Oh. Oh, well. Yeah.
Thank you.
Whitehorse, learn something from this business. You Indians have reservations all over the country. That's where you belong.
Mr. McNally is a man of deep prejudices.
And not soft about them, neither.
Ooh, anything but soft. If it hadn't been for your sickly stock, he'd have found another reason to starve you out.
He did not starve us out. It was your gun that drove us off our land.
My gun did you a favor, Mrs. Whitehorse. This land is useless. It's poisoned. Don't try to pasture cows here, McNally. They'll die.
I'll get rid of that disease. I'll burn everything down to the dirt.
But you can't burn the dirt, and that's where the poison is.
You're crazy.
I had the soil analyzed. It contains a certain element that affects all vegetation. It's called molybdenum, if you want to investigate it.
On my land?
McNally's land. I remembered that I'd seen this cattle sickness once before down on the San Joaquin Range.
So you knew this?
Suspected it. Mr. Reinhardt verified it.
If this is true.
It's true.
But then I cannot keep this money.
Oh, yes, you can.
You dirty lying cheat.
Good day, Mr. McNally.
Indian lover.
Mr. Paladin.
I'm sorry I had to do it this way, but it's difficult to conspire with an honest man. Mrs. Whitehorse, I want to leave this fee from Mr. McNally as a gift for your child who is yet to be born.
That is a great deal of money, Mr. Paladin. I cannot take it.
Oh, please accept it. For your child, with my apologies for this imperfect world we have to offer him, and my hopes for a better one in his lifetime.
Thank you, Mr. Paladin.
Oh, Mr. Paladin, welcome.
Hello, hey boy.
Did you serve the most unworthy but very rich Mr. Potts?
No, I was delayed, and when I got to Tucson, Mr. Potts was dead. His wife shot him.
Oh, then you don't make lots of money. Your whole trip wasted, eh? Too bad.
Not at all, hey boy. On the contrary, I found it quite rewarding.
Oh, you have someone wait for you upstairs in room.
Oh, well now.
Yes, Major John B. Culpepper. It's Thursday, remember?
Have Gun, Will Travel. Created by Herb Meadow and Sam Rolfe, is produced and directed by Norman McDonnell, and stars John Dehner as Paladin, with Ben Wright as Hayboy. Tonight's story was written by Herb Meadow and adapted for radio by Ann Dowd. Featured in the cast were Lawrence Dotkin, Harry Bartell, Lillian Byatt, Joseph Kearns, Edgar Barrier, and Barney Phillips. Hugh Douglas speaking. Join us again next week for Have Gun, Will Travel.